boys and girls and children of all ages. Fat Bastard Wannabe Buddha coming at you tonight. Just got in from that four-letter word. I'm tired, grumpy, angry, depressed. No, I'm not angry. I very seldom get angry. But just got in from work. And that's what I'm going to discuss tonight. Specifically an article by David Graeber in Strike Magazine called On the Phenomena of BS Jobs. And the basic gist of the article, I'll read the first opening paragraph. In the year of 1930, John Maynard Keynes predicted that by the century's end, technology would have advanced sufficiently that countries like Great Britain and the United States would have achieved a 15-hour work week. Well, that never came about. There's every reason to believe he was right in technological terms. We are quite capable of this, and yet it didn't happen. Instead, technology has been marshaled, if anything, to figure out ways to make us all work more. In order to achieve this, jobs have been created that are effectively pointless. Large portion of our work is pointless, especially since we changed the means of engagement. And this is one of the things that Marx struggled with. Once an individual can create more than what he needs, his relationship to that which he creates is altered drastically. But we don't teach Marx anymore. But anyway, Gerber's point is that productivity has increased drastically in industry, in agriculture, and other fields, yet the number of employment still has remained constant, or the hours worked still remain constant, and we don't have the great leisure time. And he attributes this to the dominant powers that be figuring out that, hey, you got to figure out ways to control the lower classes and the lower echelons, and you have to create a lot of meaningless, purposeless jobs so they don't revolt, they don't rebel. So you have to keep them doing busy work. I don't know if this is entirely true. One of the reasons, a lot of the industries that he quotes and has trouble with are in the advertising industry itself, and that's just one of the problems with capitalism needing to create a market. Capitalism did face a severe crisis at the turn of the last century, and that was the crisis of the ability to act. It was an industrial technological crisis, in the sense that capitalism can now produce large-scale numbers of goods and services. But unfortunately, there was no market for the large-scale goods and services that they could produce. So they always had a massive amount of surplus product. So they went about crafting needs and desires and wants. So it's the same old scam that's always been running around in every single colonial system that was always there when they had to transition from a feudal system or a slavery system. It's how do you keep the people still coming into the factories or the mines or working your sugar plantation down in Jamaica if they're free? Well, you have to do a lot of things. You have to make sure they can no longer have primitive accumulation, which is what, a means to sustain their life. So you forbid them to hunt on the king's land. You fence up their property, certain properties, make it off limit, so they would have to come and work for you. They have to get your shiny little rubles and go into your mines and your mills and your sugar plantations and your cotton plantations, all these things. These jobs have to be staffed by people. And how you get them in there, which is with a lot of subterfuge. That's the dirty secret about capitalism. It wasn't a great organic beast that naturally grew out of there. It was a concerted effort by some very well intelligent and capable individuals, coupled with the force of the government itself, to herd people into the mills and the mines and the fields and the factories. That's what happened. But unfortunately, we've created a level of dependency that people need these stupid, meaningless BS jobs. They just can't sustain their lives without them. And they can't sustain their lives without the little precious little iPads and all the little beebles and baubles that we gave them, so they don't notice that they're slowly losing their life over a period of time. And unfortunately, people are trapped in this, and I don't know how they're going to get out of it, sadly. And that's my thought. I will link a couple pieces by the David Graeber and also a Capitalist piece. Hopefully people take the time and read them. Thank you very much for your time.